Hi, this is my presentation for AEP 880 Module 6. So the first policy is with the Clark County School District, which is my personal school district, and the policy is P1140, Family Engagement. The policy mentions that Clark County schools, in collaboration with parents, teachers, students, and administrators, are encouraged to develop and promote strategies that enhance family engagement and reflect the needs of students, parents, and families. Specific diverse groups that were identified were parents, so they referred to parents as anyone, including parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, foster parents, step parents, and others, but no other diverse groups were mentioned. Training for faculty and staff, so there were no specific trainings mentioned in the policy, but they had some recommendations, and that involved encouraging parents and teachers to have two-way communication. They encourage collaboration with community to enhance learning opportunities, community services, and civic participation. And they also provided opportunities for parents to learn to support child's needs at home. So they're encouraging teachers to provide opportunities for that. The next board policy is JB Equal Educational Opportunities, and that's through Weld County. The idea is that every student in the school district will have equal educational opportunities through programs offered in the school district regardless of the disability, race, creed, color, sex, sexual orientation, marital status, national origin, religion, ancestry, or need for special education services. The specific diverse groups identified was that it mentioned that students with identified physical and mental impairments, but it did not specify any other diverse groups. The training for faculty and staff. So they talked about superintendent and designee depending on the position. We'll review curriculum for discriminatory bias. They will also provide training for students and staff to identify and alleviate problems of discrimination. They didn't say specifically what kind of training, just specify or just stated training. And they also review programs to ensure students have equal access, like after school programs, sports, stuff like that. The third policy is the KBA Title I Parent Involvement, and that's through Poudre School District. The policy is that the district will provide the coordination, technical assistance, and other support necessary to develop the ability of participating schools to achieve strong parent involvement and to plan and implement effective parental involvement activities for the purpose of improving student academic achievement and school performance. The specific diverse groups identified were parents, and that referred to any parent or guardian of the child. And they also mentioned in all those pages of the policy that the diverse groups included would be that those that are economically disadvantaged, have disabilities, limited English proficiency, are of any racial or ethnic minority, or have limited literacy. So specifically mentioned those groups. The trainings for faculty and staff were that it mentions provision of material and training to help staff work more effectively with parents, assistance in translation of informational materials and programs for like different languages or English language learners. And the English Language Acquisition and Federal Program Director provides a committee of parents, faculty, and staff to develop an evaluation process to best support communicating with diverse families. So there's already this program in effect, and they have a variety of people that go ahead and try to provide the best opportunities for diverse families. The next board policy is the KBA. It's the District Title I Parent and Family Engagement, and that's Weld RE4 District. The school district shall provide coordination, technical assistance, and other support necessary to assist participating schools in building the capacity for effective parent and family engagement to improve student academic achievement and school performance. So the specific diverse groups identified were economically disadvantaged, students that have disabilities, or limited English proficiency, limited literacy, and or are of any racial or ethnic minority background. And it also mentions that parents are any guardian of the student. So trainings that are provided, this one's more specific because it's Title I, but it had a lot more specific trainings. It talked about Title I staff will be provided trainings to parents and families of Title I students on research-based instructional strategies annually. Title I teacher development trainings regarding, so they had different trainings, and they regarded understanding the value of parents and families, strategies for communication, collaboration with parents, implementation of family programs, and how to support parents with their child's education. So there were a variety of options there. And they also ensured that communication between home and school is regular and emphasized two-way communication. And also parent-teacher conferences were scheduled regularly. So those were different trainings that they provided through this board policy. And the last one is the IJL, Library Material Selection and Adoption through Windsor Charter Academy Executive Board. This is their policy. It's a little bit longer. It states all types of materials for the school library shall be recommended for purchase by the professional personnel of the library and approved by the principal or his designee. Additionally, in maintaining and augmenting school library collections, persons responsible for a selection of materials shall strive to meet the needs of the school based on knowledge of the curriculum and the stated needs of administrators and teachers, meet the needs of individual students according to both stated needs of students and general understanding of children's interests, to provide a balanced collection with a fair proportion of each type of material selected to meet the needs of the curriculum, the students, and the professional staff at all levels, and to provide a wide range of materials with diversity of appeal and different points of view. So specifically, there were no diverse groups mentioned within the policy, besides stating that they wanted to provide material for diverse groups and different points of view. There were no specific trainings, but they mentioned that all types of materials for the school library shall be recommended for purchase by the professional personnel of the library and approved by the principal or his designee. So consultation may take place with the administration, faculty, students, or parents if applicable. So in communication, throughout looking at all these policies, reading all the articles and stuff like that, there's a focus on why communication is important. So the research has mentioned that when good communication occurs between a teacher and a parent, the family communicates their needs and the teacher is then able to provide available resources to support the family or student. Also, communication helps to inform, reassure, and engage families. Communication between a school and a parent has also been associated with reduced absences and improved grades in low-performing students and high school students due to the parents receiving alerts. So they receive like messages or texts or emails about the absences or missing assignments. And the last one is communication promotes a partnership between the teacher and the parents. So that means that family involvement, and the link is that family involvement is linked to increased student achievement, better attitude towards school, lower dropout rates, and increased community support for education. So the partnership between the teacher and parents is linked to all of these because family involvement is associated with a lot of positive impact on the student and their education. These are some structure or techniques to provide a strong foundation or different trainings. So one of the things suggested was to have a district level family engagement team that works with a coordinator to guide work of engaging families within districts. So the research is saying that a district level engagement team can help because they gather evidence or data regarding the district's needs. So it looks at the diversity, the languages, the areas of necessary support, and then they do a plan, do, reflect, and adjust, and then they share with educators. So the plan, do, reflect, and adjust is their structure. So they plan everything out, they look at everything, they look at the data and the economics and minority groups and stuff like that, and create a plan that's culturally inclusive. Then the do stands for actually implementing the plan. The reflect means looking at everything, seeing how it went, seeing where they can make adjustments and impact people better. And the adjust is where they make changes in order to better prepare the program or whatever they implemented in engaging families. The other part is that the research requests that they provide staff with strategies to improve communication. So these are some ideas to help staff, and it's to be authentic, prioritize engagement, and follow up with the family, or use advanced technology to improve family and teacher communication. So there's things called talking points, and it's a platform that allows teachers to communicate directly with English speaking and non-English speaking parents. So this application translates over 25 languages, allowing the teachers and parents to communicate in an easier manner. And you can also remind teachers and parents to check in with one another. So there's a reminder setting on the talking points that says, hey, you haven't contacted the teacher in 2 weeks, or the teacher hasn't contacted the parents. And it's sort of just like an update to keep you on task of communicating. So the next one is methods or strategies to improve communication. So the research has mentioned that it's important to communicate with respect and cultural sensitivity. So be aware of different languages, customs, and be respectful of families. So speak or write using inclusive terminology. use home languages when possible or have a translator, and gather valuable information about families at the beginning of the year. So take like a thing where a questionnaire and have them fill it out so you learn about them. Homeschool connections should be a priority to minimize achievement gap. So get to know students and families through back to school events, go to students' activities outside of school, promote and welcome communication and an engaged environment, which allows you to establish trust with the family. Vary communication techniques, so you can have in-person translator, you can use technology, different things like that. And you can also design and support orientation and educational events for parents. Some more are to use technology to support communication, so digital outreach can help parents stay informed, become more involved, and more likely to help, and applications are available to provide feedback such as ClassDojo, Spotlight, Remind, Seesaw. Those are different just technologies to support communication, and also provide effective cross-cultural communication. So it's important, the research mentions that it's important to avoid slang, research etiquette to be informed before you interact. Speak slowly, be supportive, actively listen, be aware, careful with humor, so making sure that you're not being rude, and also take turns talking. And here are my references. They're spread out on multiple pages because there's a lot of them. And thank you for listening.